right, guys. That's a great lower third there. So I got a lot of these pictures after the storm, and I want to say 7 or 8 different emails. People asking, what are these snowballs that have just shown up in these fields, and ponds, and lakes? And for once, there's not a super technical term for it. They're called snow rollers. And what happens here typically is it takes a certain scenario to create this, and I think we had all of these on Tuesday with our storm. So you need a layer on the bottom that's either ice or very hard snow from a previous storm. So obviously a lake would be a good bed for that. Then you get a wet snow that falls on top of it. Check on that too with our last storm. And then the last thing is you need a fairly consistent and persistent wind between 30 and 50 miles an hour to start pulling some of that snow up. So it basically lifts the edge of pieces of snow, like a layer of snow, and then starts rolling it like you might do to make a snowman. And so there's some really extreme examples of these guys. If you look them up online, you can see them. They're like almost hay bale, you know.
Yeah.
But this is like maybe just a lighter version. And what happens is by the time you see them, a lot of times they just look like lumps. But if you were to catch them while they were happening, they would have that kind of concentric, like, you ever been in like Cinnabon? Like,
okay,
yeah, like that.
Almost, okay.
Without the frosting,
Yeah.
that kind of scenario as the snow rolls on top of itself. So it takes a certain situation to cause it, and of course the other reason you see it in fields and on lakes is just the wind is unadulterated in that spot, and so in trees it gets too torn up and it's not consistent in one direction. So.
Interesting. Okay, well, you answered them. Great.
Yeah, it's like one email after another, and they're great pictures. And I was like, all right, let's hit this and do it. So, so that storm had the ingredients for that type of situation. Not something we normally forecast, because
Yeah.
It's out there, but that was the day.